I am Emirati from Abu Dhabi. My father's from Abu Dhabi. My mother's British. I was born in the UK. Did most of my schooling in the UK in boarding school. Studied art there as A-level. But because it was my last year, I had to squeeze the 2-year exam in 1 year. Came back to Abu Dhabi in my 20s, early 20s. Contributed to artwork in the Cultural Foundation at that time, and in Sharjah, where I got first prize. Then, sometime later, I just carried on, but I did it mostly at home. Over the years, off and on, mostly portraits and the human figure, in mediums like pencil, charcoal, pastel. And then approximately 2.5 years ago, I started going to art classes for painting, which I'd done before but only experimented. I enjoyed it so much, and I carried on. And then shortly after, I decided to send my work out in the public domain, sending by emails basically to galleries, just to see what kind of response there was. And I was lucky to get picked up by the Gafka in Abu Dhabi. And basically from there was the doors kind of opened then. I did a solo exhibition in the Alliance Francaise, and some more also in the Gaff Gallery. And if it hadn't been for that opportunity, I think, of them getting interested in and giving me the opportunity, and then subsequently being interviewed by a national newspaper in Abu Dhabi and getting my name out there, I was lucky enough to get a call from Samir on behalf of ADEC to ask if I would be interested to participate in such an event. I was surprised and honored, and I didn't hesitate at all. I just said, yeah, sure. Even though at the time I was working in one of the banks in Abu Dhabi, and I was thinking to myself, how am I going to tell them this? As it turned out, I got an offer to work at the Cultural Foundation. So I resigned, and I'll be starting my new job in Alish on 1st of August. So these things have happened in a very short space of time. So it's been quite an exciting and nervous and kind of mixed emotions kind of experiences.
Nice synchronicity though, all the same.
Yeah.
How's the experience been here in Assilah?
I mean, it's the first time for me, like I said, to be outside Abu Dhabi in such an event. I've never been to Morocco before. I think for me personally, the greatest advantage has been, you're here, you're not thinking about home, you're not thinking about work, you're not thinking about anything. So your mind is just free to be devoted to one subject. Whereas at home you get distracted, you say, oh, I'll paint in half an hour, and then half an hour comes and you say, no, I'll do it tomorrow. Whereas here you're kind of forced to concentrate, and from morning until evening we can paint whenever we want. And it's improved my ability in acrylics, because actually I don't often paint in acrylic. I do work in oils mainly, and you can probably guess from these paintings where my interest is. Impressionist, the pre-impressionist period of 1800s, mid-1800s. So I'm inspired by artists like Sicily, Pissarro, Renoir, and yes, what can I say? It's a great opportunity. It's a good start.
And how much do you learn from the other artists who are around you here today? I mean,
well, it's quite a lot actually, because I have another piece of work that's in the store. It's completely different from this. It's only in black and white, and it's kind of a human figure. And it was something completely new for me. Although I've done portraits, I've only done them really seriously in other mediums. And at the time I had only black and white paint, so I decided to do something in black and white. And then one of the other artists, he didn't see me, but he saw the painting. And he said, that reminds me of an Egyptian artist, the style and the way that you painted it. So he showed me this artist, and I didn't know about him. And if you took away the subject matter, the style and the colour was very similar. So to be able to interact and talk to the artists with different styles and different ideas and different concepts is also great. You know, you kind of feed off each other. You know, you may not necessarily do the same type of artwork, but they give you ideas, whether you realise it consciously or not. Yes.
And how important is it to have an organisation like Adash who can provide access to an opportunity like this?
It's very important, whether it's Adash or any other institute, that supports the arts, you know. And I think the next few years is going to be quite an exciting time in Abu Dhabi, because we've had, you know, the opening of the Louvre and the Guggenheim, and these exhibitions that we have in the Emirates Palace. So I think that Adash performs a role which is vital if Abu Dhabi intends to not only promote art as a tourist destination, but to educate people and to get them interested in art, rather than the professions that people normally go into. You know, say, you know, you can actually, do something that, you know, to other than banking, which I will, the banking sector was. I know that as a UAE artist, and there's a small community of us, we're not a big community. I know that I wouldn't have this opportunity to come to such a place. You know, I probably wouldn't even be selected, because the choice of artists in any other country would have been huge. You know, so I'm well aware of that fact, and so that's why I'm so grateful and honoured.